This is the Milo Sweet Podcast, where you'll learn to get unstuck. Start now. Conquer life's challenges by learning to do difficult. Find quick and clever ways to overcome. Wait, did you think life was going to be easy? Remember, all of your excuses are now dead to me. Let's get started. Thank you so much for joining me, MaryAnne. Welcome to the Milo Sweet Podcast. Let's hear a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be joining you today. Well, I am a mother of 5. Yes. Happily married to my best friend. 17 years we've been married. And so I'm a stay-at-home mommy. We've been homeschooling the last 2 years and loving it. Has its challenges some days, but we're making it through it. And we have a small business that we run. It started out just us making it for our family because we wanted some natural products for ourselves. And it's just kind of grown into a business. The idea behind it was to have it for our girls to have an income just to teach them about money. So that's kind of who we are. And we love our family and our kids and just trying to teach them to be great people and enjoying the experience along the way.
That's wonderful. So tell me, what do you sell? What is your product?
So we started out with just soap. It was soap bars. And the reason why we started that was because my husband had really encouraged me to start making our own soap. And we had purchased some here and there. We would just pick up like a natural soap bar and we just wasn't completely happy. So I started out the journey trying to figure it out. And the first few times I did it, it was an absolute disaster. Like it was like really bad. And funny thing was we actually used it to play practical jokes on some of our friends because it looked like delicious fudge, but so yeah, that's a true story. And then we had several of our friends think that they were putting a piece of delicious peanut butter fudge in their mouth, and they would chomp down on it, and then they would realize it was some sort of ugly soap. So anyways, we just kept trying and finally figured out the cold process of making soap. And so then we started making it, and we had, when we would make it, we just had like an overabundance. So we would give it away for gifts, and my parents would use it. My brother and sister-in-law would use it and we would just give it to him. And so then we started having people, hey, do you sell this? And that's kind of how it started. And we was like, yeah, we sold it here and there. And then in 2018, we got a little bit more serious about it and launched a website. And it's been actually pretty exciting because the past month is the first time that like the website is finally paying for itself and starting to roll because it takes time to build that. So that's been exciting. So with that being said, I'm always getting the kids involved in whatever we're doing. And so the girls had got out there and they would start mixing and just helping me do whatever they could do. Stir, they would package, they would label. And so we started paying them to help do that. And it just kind of turned into a business that we've created over time. And now we sell lip balm. That's amazing. And our most recent thing, and I think this is where you found me, was I was on the Business Boutique Facebook page. Yes. So we've had just an idea. I'm one that kind of just thinks of ideas for a long time, and I'm thinking of how to process it and how to do it. Well, I love to use eye cream myself, and I have purchased expensive eye creams. And there's been times it's like some of them have worked okay and some of them have just not worked at all. Or I haven't seen the results that I was happy with. So it's been an idea that I've been just, going over for a while in my mind how I was going to create it. Well, I've been studying different oils and what they're good for and what this is good for. And so during this whole, pandemic that we've been through, that everybody's going through throughout the world, I finally found time. And one day I was kind of just tired of being in the house. I'm like, I'm going to go outside in our garage as we have like our shop set up.
Right.
And that's where I went out there, and I love to create things with my hands. So it was kind of like therapy, and I just went out there and started creating it. So we had some friends, and then we said, hey, we just want you to just try this eye balm out. Tell us what you think of it, and we'll just kind of go from there. Now, with that being said, I was actually scared to do it because we've made lip balm before that we had to rebatch, and rebatching is no fun. So the girls hate it. I hate it. We all hate it. And so we've made lip balm that was too thin. We made lip balm that was too thick. And so finally we had to get this scientific, just sit down and write down every little teaspoon that went in. And so I finally wrote it down. And I mean, if you see my paper, it's just a mess, but I know what it is. So we finally got our lip balm to perfection. So that's what I was aiming for with the eye balm. And I just in the back of my mind was thinking, it's not going to be right. I just was thinking it's not going to be right, but I have to start somewhere. So I did it. And one of my friends, a week later, she texted me back and said, this eye balm is perfection. She was like, the consistency, she said, and she was ordering it from another place elsewhere. And she was like, I wouldn't change a thing. She said she was starting to see new hair growth in her eyebrows and her eyelashes. And the eye balm that we created, you can put on your eyebrows, you can put on your eyelashes to make them thicker, longer, but you can also do it on the sensitive skin underneath your eye to help with fine lines and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a multi-purpose. And I know some people are thinking well, won't that make you grow hair underneath your eyes? But no. So a lot of oils they coincide the purpose. So it's good for the skin is also good for the hair, for hair growth. So that's where I was spending the time trying to figure out what oils needed to go in and what oils didn't need to go in. So anyway, with that being said, one day I just decided, I was like, I'm just going to get the word out there. And with this being said, this is no joke. I hadn't even had the labels made up for the eye balms. I knew what I needed to do. I just hadn't did it yet. We had them made, and we had a small batch made, and we just went ahead and on Instagram and Facebook did a live post and was like, okay, we came up with a new product and yada yada, and just told all of the people who follow us what we had. Within an hour we had 10 sold, which
wow.
And so because we're a small business, we're not major, but it's a small business. And so we were kind of looking at each other. I looked at my husband, I'm like, I think I just created a problem. So we had to really kick it into gear. And then we went ahead and labeled it, and I told the girls, we got to get out here. So we went ahead and labeled it, launched it onto the website, uploaded the pictures, got it on there. And then we had to make another batch. And we had this past month, we've had our biggest month in sales. And mostly we've sold soap and lip balm, but it's been the eye balm has been just taken off. So it's really an incredible journey, and it's been kind of, I know this is cliche, but eye-opener.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Eye balm, that's eye-opener. Oh, that was good.
But the thing is the reason why I had been procrastinating on it is I was kind of hesitant. I didn't want to rebatch. I was so afraid that I was going to really fail and just bomb it. So we went out there, and it was just exciting because it's I just jumped in. And one of the things that I read in Christy's book was to go in scared. And that when it gets your heart racing where you're just oh, I'm nervous. When you do it for yourself is one thing, but when you're putting yourself out there for other people to like or to not like, to be critical, you really put yourself out there. And so it's just kind of, can be frightening in some ways. But anyways, we just went ahead and did it, and it has been just incredible. We've had such a great response. And so when you had found me, I posted is, whatever you have, somebody's waiting for it, do it. And I think all of us have that, a little bit of hesitant, that we want so much to either be accepted or we want it to be perfect. And sometimes it's hard to have what my parents used to call constructive criticism. And, but it's hard. It's good for you, but it's also hard. But, I was really glad that we finally just did it. And we've had so many people, looking for a good eye balm or wanting something for their eyes. And so it's been a lot of fun, but it's been, work too.
I think you actually, seriously, I don't know if you know this, but you've brought up a lot of points that I want to take a moment to highlight, because sometimes when we hear stories that we don't really grasp how to apply them. So something you said was, we just started. We made something for ourselves. We made something we believed in, and we shared it with people we care about. So if you're out there thinking, where do you begin? Start with something that you believe in, that you value, and share it with people you care about. That's first. Yes. Second, it turned out horrible. That it looked like chocolate fudge, right? So have fun along the way and laugh and share those moments with the people that really, really care about you, because when they do care about you, you're going to hear that feedback and know they were there with me, though, eating chocolate dough. Like, I appreciate that, right? And another thing you said, which I love, people don't realize that their product creates a problem. You might solve one problem with your product, but by continuing to create products, you create another problem, meaning you put yourself out there and you surprised yourself and you sold 10 in like an hour, and that created a problem. And that's what good businesses do. We create more problems that we have to solve. And the journey is not getting scared of that problem or not allowing that problem, that is very true and a very real excuse for why maybe you shouldn't do it, but looking at it on the other side and saying, well, okay, that is a problem. Well, how will I solve that? So I love that you were able to walk us through how you were doing that. But I want to highlight those points for people, because I think sometimes we just think it's just also supposed to be perfect. And honestly, it's a process. And the process should be something that you enjoy, where you're able to say, you know what, this is valuable to me. This is important to me. This soap is important to our family. Right. You didn't put a lip balm or eye balm. It just started. Right. And you were very clear about that. So I think that's super important. All right, that's another episode in the books. Hello? I said it's over. Why are you still listening? Like, seriously, the episode is over. If you're still listening right now, you know what? You're probably a chronic procrastinator. Guess what? I'm still listening too. Come on, for real, seriously. We gotta go do something productive. No, like for real. No, for real. Okay. You can keep listening.